Your column is called Libra season. Well, first of all, does that mean that you believe in science?
I believe in Libra-ness.
I think that writers particularly should be as uncomfortable as possible. I just think that discomfort is what breeds our genius.
I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I think you have to have suffered.
Have you been to the Biennale? Put the annale in Biennale?
I have not, well, not for like the parties.
Okay.
I went like in September. I went with my parents.
Oh, to actually just see the art.
Yeah, to see the art.
This is the first episode hosted by me, Tea Hačić-Vlahović, writer, podcaster, and columnist for Spike magazine, print. I'm their society columnist. I'm their back page baddie. Today I'm talking with Travis Diehl. He's also a Spike columnist. He just came out with a new book, Snake Whistles. And he's a genius. And we're going to discuss his work, his poetry, his fits, and if we have time, we're going to discuss the evils and pleasures of AI. You've been in Berlin for a couple days. I just got here last night. How are you feeling today after partying with the Spike crowd?
You know, I feel pretty good. It's 6 a.m. in my body, but noon in my mind.
What did you do last night?
Give a reading? Is that what you mean?
Well, so I went to your reading. It was fabulous. I learned a lot about like conservative art.
Well, we tried to get into the hip cocktail bar and were turned away by a grumpy bouncer.
Slavic girl.
And so we ended up at a kitschy cabaret down the street, right as the show let out, and all these, families in their Sunday clothes were taking pictures on the stairs and
taking pictures of you?
No, not of us.
Okay.
Of themselves, of each other.
Well, so you're not like hungover or anything. You're okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm just.
That makes no sense. So you're also a columnist for Spike. I'm a columnist for Spike. That makes us rivals.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Okay, so we're rivals. I just want to get down to the bottom of like which one of us is better. So how long have you been writing for Spike?
For a year.
Oh, so I already went because I've been writing for like 4 years.
It's about quantity over quality.
But I just found out that they asked you for advice on what to make the next issue about. They don't do that to me. Or maybe they do and I just like skip over those emails. I'm not sure. Anyway, but like, do you feel like you're in the Spike club?
I hope so. Yeah.
Last night I asked them because they all looked like, for those who aren't aware of the Spike crew, they've all got really great haircuts. And last night I showed up to your fabulous event, and I told Isabella, my editor, I was like, wow, y'all have like really good, like cool haircuts. And she was like, we all go to the same guy. Everyone at Spike goes to the same guy. And I'm like, is that something you like have to do if you work for this magazine? I guess we'll find out.
Are you going to go to the guy?
Well, okay, so I just got my hair cut in Zagreb like a few days ago. I got a Balkan bob. This is a Balkan bob with breakup bangs. But next time I come here, I'm gonna get the Spike special.
Yeah.
But okay, so sorry. So you write like cultural criticism. Your column is called Libra season. Well, first of all, does that mean that you believe in science?
I believe in Libra-ness.
Do you really feel like attached to the...
I self-identify. I mean, I am a Libra, but I also really relate to the mindset. I mean, I don't really understand the other signs.
That's so Libra of you, only thinking right? about yourself. My first boyfriend was a Libra. He's in jail now. So, but jail is the perfect place for a Libra because you guys are kind of indecisive. And if you're in jail, someone else is deciding for you, like when you eat and like go to sleep and stuff.
Yeah, routine.
But why did you choose Libra season as the title for your column?
I think it reflects my approach to criticism a little bit. I mean, I think one of the biggest most consistent critiques I get from editors or also from readers is, a little bit of like, I liked your article. I enjoyed reading your review, but I don't know what you think. I don't know what your opinion is of the show. Like, did you like it? Is it a good show? And to me, that's always been, it's like beside the point. And it was interesting enough to spend however long like writing and thinking about. So I wanted the column to reflect that kind of ambivalence, basically.
Yeah, because as Libra boyfriends, y'all don't want to have to own up to anything. It's like you're projecting onto me. I just told you. That's actually brilliant. But okay, so how long does it take you to write one of your columns?
It depends.
What's your process?
Actually writing. Well, the column I think has gotten a little faster. I mean, usually it takes me a day or two to write a first draft, and then another 2 days of intensive like rewriting.
This guy last night at your event was like, I read your columns, like, how long does it take you to write these things? Because I'm gonna be really mad if you tell me that it's like really easy and you just do it in one day. And I was like, no, these columns torture me. Yeah. Like every time they ask me to keep doing it, I'm kind of like, another year of hell. No, but I enjoy it, but it's like, it is so much work. Writing just one good page, like a good page, it takes, as you said, a few days of like, just kind of thinking about what you want to say, like until you actually have the idea. Okay, so like my ex would always wonder, how is it possible that I've been, quote, writing all day and haven't actually written anything? Because people who don't write don't understand. You can be seated at your computer all day with the intention of writing. You're forcing yourself to sit at the computer, but until you get the idea, you can't just be typing stuff. It's not just typing. What he used to say to me, just write words. That was actually kind of helpful advice. It kind of helped. But okay, so
writing.
It takes you, so generally like a few days to actually get it.
It's like a lot of marinating. I mean, I'm thinking all month about like what the next thing is going to be, and then it's sort of like putting some pieces together, and you're like, maybe I'll write about these 5 things, and then that ends up being 2. When you finally sit down to it, but yeah, I'm very self-conscious. I mean, I live with my partner, and we both work from home, and I feel very self-conscious as a writer, just staring.
Do you show people your unfinished work? People who like, would you show your girlfriend your like unfinished, like your work that you're gonna send to your editors, or do you wait first for them to tell you that it's good?
I have a couple friends that well, not an unfinished draft, like a first draft.
Yeah, something that you would send.
Like once it's in sentences.
Okay.
Because it's often just, dribble.
Yeah. No.
For a minute, and then once it becomes like paragraphs and sentences, then I'll send it to some people, just for affirmation.
Yeah, just to have like the.
Because Libras need that.
Libras.
They need that.
I think that writers particularly should be as uncomfortable as possible. I think that we should sleep on the floor. I think that we should walk only in shoes that make our toes bleed. I think all of our clothes should be one size too small. I think we should never have the right winter jacket. I just think that discomfort is what breeds our genius,
Yeah, I feel like on some level I would agree with that. And I think it's something I'm also trying to like train out of myself, or like therapy out of myself. This idea that you have to suffer to make art. And I think that goes along with a lot of like, this idea of the writer is like sitting down at the typewriter with like a thing of bourbon right there and just sort of like suffering. I mean, there's other good things about it, but on some level I believe that. I mean, I think you have to have suffered.
When I was younger, I loved Bukowski. I loved the pimples. I loved that he worked at the post office. I loved that he was like a misogynist. No, I loved him. I know that's like really basic of me, but I loved that he was like an alcoholic. And I was like, okay, I'm a writer. Yeah. I'm the girl Bukowski. I'm gonna be drunk, write drunk, edit drunk, but and it didn't really work that well for me. Like I realized, hey, my writing kind of sucks when I'm blacked out. Have you dabbled in like substances to help your creative process?
Yeah. I mean, my the mantra I learned was write drunk, edit sober, which is maybe where you went wrong.
I messed up.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of there's like truth to. I try to like unblock, and I think drinking in particular, but whatever substances are one way people use to unblock, and like that little editor in your head that's like, this is garbage, you're just like, shut up. You get the thing out,
Like have a shot.
yeah, you like do the thing, and then you're like, well, it lubricates the process in that way. But the artist, it's actually funny you mentioned that, because that's literally the author's backstory. Is she was a Hollywood screenwriter, like hard charging, heavy drinking, like, and then she got sober and she was really worried she wouldn't be able to create.
Eve Babbitt stopped writing when she stopped drinking, and
Yeah.
she knew that would happen.
But she's like, but this like Cameron was like, no, I'm not gonna stop writing. I'm gonna like just like, and so she developed these methods to unblock in a healthy way.
Like, I write a lot of things, but I write for Spike particularly a society column, right? So like I kind of write about what the people are doing, what I see around me, and my approach to that is like I have to go out all the time. I have to go to parties. I need to know what the people are talking about, how they're dating, and whatever. So what's your approach? Like, how do you think about and write about art? What do you do to get there?
I go to openings. I go to the social aspect, I think, is important. I think there's a little bit of like embeddedness is, it's another sort of Libra thing. I think you need to negotiate a kind of, keep a certain distance from the scene to be able to write about it critically. But also, engage with it and not sit on some perch and just be like, look at the painting and have some thoughts about it. Like, I think it's more about the social aspect, and then particularly with the Spike column, I think it's I like that it's art and culture. It's not an art review. It's a kind of like a sense of what people are thinking and what people are talking about, and to get that you have to talk to people.
Yeah, and have strong opinions.
Yeah.
Which you claim that you don't want people to know your opinion.
I do have strong opinions.
Yeah.
I think it's important to qualify them. I mean, I come back to the idea of ambivalence a lot. I mean, I think that's the Libra season. That's that kind of, I don't know, like indecision, right? But I wouldn't confuse that with being like not having opinions. I think it's a certain like awareness that you might not be right, and always realizing you're going to have another article or another like chance to revise your ideas.
Yeah.
And what really aggravates me about art criticism and other approaches to it is that idea of like certainty, like feeling so sure that this thing is bad, that thing is good, which I think is very old-fashioned. It's like we went through that.
What's the most like? Oh, but you said you don't really know about other signs. Because I was gonna ask, what's the most like toxic sign you've dated? Are there any deal breakers?
Not really. My longest relationship was another Libra.
Because neither of you could get out of it. Neither. Both of you were waiting for the other one to like make a decision.
Like, next question.
Yeah. Okay. But so you talk about art. You actually earlier when we were like setting up, we were talking about the fact that like you actually quote unquote like art. So how does one become a critic? Like, how does one become, someone whose opinion is taken seriously? That sentence probably didn't make sense, but you know what I mean? Like, what did you have to do to become a person that people choose to write about art?
I mean, I think that, there's like two. I mean, I went to art school. I was a writer in high school. I worked for like, the high school lit mag and things like that. But at a certain point got interested in photography, and from there ended up going to art school in LA, but was still writing about art. I imagined that my art practice would be this kind of photo essay kind of style, and the visual art just kind of fell away. I think like in LA at that time, there weren't a lot of art critics, period, let alone good ones. So there was like a gap there, and I think that was actually a big part of how I got started. Was there was this need.
There was a hole and you filled it.
Yes.
LA, yeah, LA has like a really bizarre art scene. It's mostly like these galleries, group shows with like just the most horrific lighting, where girls who even just paid a bunch to get their faces looking good, even they look bad in that lighting.
That's like the Instagramification of the art gallery. They're like Instagram galleries and
Insta galleries.
yeah.
Is that a term? Did I just, am I a
no,
genius?
it's a thing.
Oh, that's already a thing. Well,
I mean,
I
well,
thought I
it
had
is.
one original thought. Have you, so you've been to like Basel and like you haven't, have you been to the Biennale? But the Annale in Biennale?
I have not. Well, not for like the parties.
Okay.
I went like in September. I went with my parents.
Oh, to actually just see the art.
Yeah, to see the art. I don't know. I tend to avoid that kind of thing
Yeah.
because I don't know. I feel like it's not for me. Like it's for.
I think you gotta try it, and then
I do want to try it.
like my first Venice Biennale. I remember actually I was there like working for an art. Well, I had this weird friendship with this artist who kind of like turned me into an indentured servant. Like he'd be like, "Hey, come hang out with me in London," and then I'd be just like working in his gallery for free. Hey, come hang out with me in Venice, and then I was just working for him for free for his show. But anyway, I was just partying a lot, and one day he was like, "Taya, like, you know, you have a past. Like, don't you want to go see the art?" And I'm like, I'm seeing the artists get wasted. I think that's more, I'm seeing their process. I got to see Courtney Love. I think that, well, next time when Spike send you to something, I think it's important to see.
You know what I did recently? I was like on an assignment. I won't say for who because it ended up getting killed. But I went to the auctions in New York for like auction week, like Christie's, Sotheby's, like the new Breuer building. Like I saw records broken, like whatever. Like the Klimt painting that went for like $250 million or something. And it was like, it was kind of miserable. It was like a really harsh like window onto this part of the art. I don't know, people talk about like the auctions and stuff, and then like you see it and you're like, this is not for me. And I feel like going to like like even going to Frieze in New York or something is a little bit soul sucking.
Well, those people, we were talking earlier, like off camera, about how like the art world is kind of just money laundering schemes. Did you see that happening?
Especially, well, I don't know. It's all really opaque. Like the auctions felt like you were on a TV set. Like it was all for like these moments of drama, but for the most part, people are sitting around and like the bids all happen by phone. So you're like a phone over here, a phone over there, and they're like being run by Sotheby's people, and there's like 7 layers of assistance between like the artwork and the buyer, and it all feels very
it was like a
fake and staged, and like, why are we there?
So it wasn't like people like really dressed up.
People dressed up.
Okay, well that's.
But they weren't like bidding, you know. It was all a little bit like,
It wasn't
who's
dramatic
here?
and-
It's like, oh, there's Jeffrey
okay.
Deitch. There's like, I don't know. See, but
Are you good at name dropping? Is that
No.
like a skill? Oh.
I'm like, I recognize Jeffrey Deitch, and that was it.
Okay. I'm really bad at names, faces, places, but it's actually kind of like served me well in my like so-called career. That like one night I was like laying in this bed in this gallery. I was supposed to be DJing for this gallery, and I forgot all my CDs. This was back when like you DJed with CDs, and so I was like, I'm actually just gonna do performance art, and I just like laid in this bed, and then Maurizio Catalan lays in bed with me, and I'm like, who are you? Like, get out of my bed. Like, why are you wearing head-to-toe denim? And he thought it was so funny that I was being mean to him because I genuinely didn't know who this guy was. I was like, oh, we both have big noses. That's cute, you know? And so, like, I usually get away with, like, I just never know who anyone is. And so I treat them like a real person. Yeah. And then it kind of works to my benefit. I don't know. But it's something you can't fake. You just have to genuinely be ignorant.
I think that was my biggest takeaway from art school, my like whatever expensive art education, was that artists are people too, and they like are late and they fuck up and they they're like fallible. You meet your heroes and then the shine wears off and you're like, all right, now I'm like, now I'm doing it. Like
it's
you
really
feel like a real
meeting
artist.
your heroes is a really bad idea. Dating them, worse idea. I mean, I just went through. Well, okay. So your Instagram is sprinkled littered, decorated by these poems that you write.
Yeah.
And I find them very charming. Is it okay if I read a couple of them and then ask you what they're about?
Sure.
Okay. So,
I'll try to remember.
okay. This is from December 10th, 2024. So actually like a year ago.
Yeah.
So you wrote this in Sagittarius season. I'm a triple Sagittarius, by the way.
Well, that's
Libras and Sagittariuses get on really well because Libras are party boys. That's why I'm surprised that you're not just going to the parties at the art things. Anyway, you wrote on December 10th, well, you posted on December 10th, 2024, you got 59 likes. Through
59,000, you mean?
Yes. Through, written THRU, through the green door, you realize the coconut shrimp are frog legs. I mean, bravo. What is this? What's this about?
It's actually a party report.
You see, you do party.
So these are all, so yeah, they're all 12 words. This is like a little format. I started like, I gave myself this prompt, and I would say like 95% of them are like ekphrastic, like about an artwork, but that one is about that, this is Mr. Frogs. It closed. It was that restaurant in New York.
Okay.
That was the people from Horses, or like one half of Horses, and there was a whole thing with the guy like
Can we talk about
allegedly
killing?
abusing cats,
Murdering
for
kittens.
sex reasons.
For sex reasons.
Yeah. So one of the partners in that restaurant started this restaurant, and it's 86. What is this?
Wait, no, tell the cat story though.
No, the
first.
cat story.
Sorry.
I mean, allegedly, there was like this scandalous divorce filing between the two, this married couple who had started Horses, and it had to do, like, it was leaked or whatever, and it had to do with their cats disappearing, and the husband alleged, like, I don't know how much of this is true, but she came home one day and he was like getting off to abusing a cat, and then she was like, "Oh, maybe this is what happened to our other cat." And
Oh God.
Again.
Are we gonna
allegedly.
get sued for?
No. You have to say.
Well, you're the one that said it, so you're the
say
one that's getting
allegedly.
in trouble. Allegedly. I also heard this allegedly in LA. It was a big story, so you're not the only
So
one.
then she started this restaurant in New York that was all frog themed, and it was very exclusive, and you could only get in by email. And it had this green door, frog themed. But then it started going out of business, and they started having like art events. So I went there like twice within the span of a week for like a Whitney review party and like one other thing. And then it closed.
I'm sorry her other restaurant closed. I wonder what the next one will be. We'll see.
Yeah.
Horses, though, I did enjoy that the butter had a horse in it, like a stencil horse, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know how many ketamine jokes would happen every time LA people went there. Okay, I have another one. So how many of these 12-word poems did you do? Is that generally what you do?
Like, I don't know, 100.
Do you write like a poem a day?
I kind of go through periods. It's been a while.
Okay.
My last one was ridiculous. I don't think it was about anything.
When did you start writing poems out of like heartbreak or like? I know that's
in high
that's how they
school,
get you. Okay, I have another poem I'm gonna read. So I'm gonna note for the people. This is a line, like a column.
Yeah.
A column of just one word under another one. Please, somebody, turn the lights off, won't ya? Turn the lights off, please. When I read this, I thought you were at an unflatteringly lit art gallery in LA, probably a group show with a bunch of botched-faced baddies. But you tell me if you remember. This was February 26, 2023, 44,000 likes.
I don't remember.
Do you as a writer, do you remember or jot down things people say often?
Yeah, or like there's like a cadence, or like sometimes somebody will say something and I'm like, that's really like lyrical.
Yeah.
And I'll just write it down.
And you write it down. I steal from, they know, my friends will be talking and I'm emailing myself things that they're saying. So I'm like, this is brilliant. And I mean, if it weren't for me, it would just get lost in the wind. I'm going to put it in an article. I'm going to put it in a book. You're welcome.
I'm like, excuse me, I'm going to take a note.
Yeah, I have to take a note. You just said something really smart. Okay. This one, I can't really, I can't really describe how it's what's the word, position. I like the way you edit. You make them look cute on the page. I don't know how to. Okay, so this one was liked also by my bestie Ali Rowbottom. I can see that.
Yeah.
52,000 likes. April 5th, 2022. That's in Aries, I think.
Trying to
Aries, April 5th.
go back there.
Yeah, okay. Tinder date, like, my mother. Let me tell you about my mother. And these words are all capitalized. Let me tell you about my mother.
Is this about the new Blade Runner movie?
Really?
I don't know when that came out, actually, but I think it might have been, no, maybe it was after that. I'm going to go with that, though.
All right, I don't believe you, but that's fine. Okay, so can you tell us about your new book? I mean, is it considered do you consider it an essay or a book?
Yeah, an essay. I would say booklet. I mean, it's like 40 pages.
Novella. But it's a critique. So tell us what it is for the people that don't know.
It's a like critical essay about Trump and poetry, or kind of like right-wing rhetoric and American politics, and a way of trying to think about how progressive, like left-wing art can like be political or have an influence on politics. But I kind of come at it from the right-wing side, and looking at some examples of, how the right uses and sees art. So mostly poetry. Trump likes to read this poem. He used to do it more like in his first campaign called The Snake. And he would whip it out of his pocket like he was the Rolling Stones playing whatever. He's like, every time he reads it, he's like, it's about immigration.
Because it's about a woman who helps a snake, and then when the snake bites her, as she's like, I'm about to die, why'd you do that? And the snake's like, you knew I was a snake and you took me in, baby girl. Who actually wrote that poem, The Snake?
It's a song.
Oh, okay, because I was like, Trump didn't write that, because it's brilliant.
Right.
Okay,
That's like part of the sort of gymnastics around it, because he calls it a poem. It's these lyrics from a song that a soul singer, Oscar Brown Jr., who was a sort of progressive, like in a activist artist and singer, playwright in the 60s.
Yeah.
And Trump kind of appropriated it as a poem, and he just reads it. And so it comes off as this rhyming, like jingly, like silly, just like infantile poem. And then Julian Aspaur, who's this like academic American poet, like wrote a poem in response to that. That is, free verse and very it's like a good poem.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where it starts. It's kind of like this poem that's trying to like out poet Trump's poem, and calling it out for its kind of the naive gesture of even pretending that's a poem.
I think partly why the right won and keeps winning in America, because they're just using their tricks. They're just entertaining more.
Yeah.
They're like entertaining us, and like the left isn't really doing that. And
Yeah, that's exactly what Trump does with that poem. He's like, people cheer. They're like, yeah, he's doing the snake. I think the other part of it is like, it's easy to be condescending, which is like that, like, oh, the poem rhymes, or I think of also like people making fun of like middle Americans for like pushing their furniture to the walls. I'm like, well, what a weird condescending thing to like, be like, oh, they don't understand culture. They won't appreciate art because their couch is against the wall. And I think that's the exact mentality that is like, alienates people.
Well, that's why there's like, screw the coastal elite.
Yeah.
Like they don't care. Yeah, no, it's
The couches are in the middle of the room.
I know that. I wonder. Well, my couch is pressed against the wall.
Oh,
but also because my apartment is so small.
I have to go.
Okay, this is something I need to think about. But okay, so how much time do we have? Well, whatever. I'm just gonna keep talking. I wanted to know what you think.
Until it gets dark, I think.
Until it gets dark. I mean, in Berlin, that's gonna be
like,
by noon?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on AI? Have you ever used AI?
Well, I've like played around with a lot of the different tools just to understand what they are.
Understanding the enemy?
I definitely like enjoyed early like DALL-E when it was sort of goofy, and you could be like, whatever, the Kool-Aid man on a trail cam, and
Yeah.
like give you that. This sort of limited vocabulary. It's like, you know, kind of weird and novel. I don't really use it for writing.
I've never ever used ChatGPT. I've never used AI. It's
Yeah.
like, this is a hill I'm gonna die on. I probably will die because I'm not using AI one day.
Yeah.
But my friends, I've gotten into really heated like arguments with my creative friends who use it for creative purposes, because I'm like, I just don't think there's an excuse. Like, I just think there's no excuse to engage in this, because it's like, it's gonna ruin, it's gonna destroy us all. Like, we've all seen the movies.
I think that's what's gonna kill us is,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like, oh, like, you know, AI is gonna start writing art criticism. I think it's gonna, you know, use all our water and keep us using coal and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's this kind, you know, there's this weird, it's very
It's
like,
gonna use all our water for just some like advertisements and like
Yeah.
just teenage girls that don't exist. Like,
Pornography.
I met this guy, we started arguing about AI. Everyone was like, Taya, shut up. And I'm like, I have no chill. Like, you know, these things,
yeah,
whatever. So we're arguing. I'm later like sitting on the canal, like holding my dog in my lap, and I'm just talking to this girl next to me. And the guy in question, he takes a picture of us, whatever. The next day, he sends me a video that he made from that picture, in which, like, for some reason I've got this long hair, like this, I mean, it was actually really glamorous. I had this like really long black ponytail. It was like down to my butt. And I'm like making out with my friend, and we're making out with Winkle, my dog. And I'm like, first of all, why would you sexualize my dog?
Yeah.
Like, have you been to horses lately? Is that what? So why are you sexualizing my dog? Why are you doing, like, it was like a threat. He was just showing me, you can't stop this. He was like, I did this with just your picture. Like, don't be mean to me next time we're out, basically. He was trying, and I don't know, it's scary. It's really scary.
I mean, I mean, I think that's the reality of it. I think there's a lot of promises that it's gonna, you know, we're gonna build God, and he's gonna, or they is gonna fix the climate. But actually, it's just gonna be for, you know, revenge porn.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna wrap up because I know that we all have to flee the darkness that arrives around 1 p.m. in Berlin. Everyone should read us both on Spike, and then they should follow you and your poems. Wait, your Instagram handle for your poetry is, I'm gonna butt plug this. It's Prism of Reality. So it's full of beautiful poems that I think people will enjoy. Thank you so much for talking with me today,
Thank you.
Travis. I hope you have so much fun in Berlin. And thanks, everyone. We love you. Bye.